Hey y'all, so when you think of Miami, you think of beaches, the palm trees, sun, warm weather, right? Well, in these videos, we take a look and see that these vacations were anything of that. They were a complete disaster.
So I'm gonna do the story time because I just got back from Miami, and I really want to encourage other women who go on girls trips on how they should behave or how they should be ready to be prepared for this type of environment. So I went to Miami this past week. Everything was cool the first 4 days. The last day was weird. Cool. So the girl I went with, only reason I know her is because one of my LA homegirls that does content said we should link up. Cool. We linked up. The first time we linked up, good vibes. I trusted her enough to be like, if we go to Miami, it'll be cool. So if y'all want more details, comment, but I'm just gonna get straight into it. Long story short, we get there. Literally, as soon as I walked in the house, she was like, this is my alcohol. I'm not sharing with nobody, and it is what it is. Okay, well, if you get money like that or you have money, like, that shouldn't be a problem. So what do? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna order a bottle. So I ordered her own bottle, and I ordered the girls that were there a bottle too because they gave me shots as soon as I walked in. So the next day, like, she's just complaining the entire time, like, I'm not planning nothing, like, I don't want to be the host anymore, just complaining about every single thing. Now, she had already made it pretty clear that she wasn't going to go to eat anywhere while we were in Miami. Okay, that's fine. Like, if we want to go eat, we'll just go eat. So I ordered some bananas because I'm trying to still watch my weight and be healthy on the trip. I noticed my bananas were gone because she walked over and grabbed my banana and put it in her mouth, started eating it. Keep in mind, you just complained about how this is your food, this is your stuff, don't touch anybody's stuff, but you're eating my shit. I'm not petty, but I was just like, hey girl, like, why are you eating my bananas? And she was like, oh, these are yours? I mean, clearly you didn't buy it, so obviously it's not yours. So needless to say, as that goes on throughout the trip, she's just sprinkling little, like, negative ass comments to the point where, like, all the girls were noticing it. At one point, she literally had the nerve to tell me I was jealous of her because we had the same color on. It's getting very insecure. And now she was a tall ass, like, very tall ass girl. I'm short. So she tried to say, like, how's the weather down there? And I was like, I thought she meant how's the weather in Houston. So I was like, oh, I think it's raining right now. I'm very oblivious to negativity because I'm a very positive person. So once I realized she was, like, being mean to me and singling me out, I kind of just started paying more attention. Now, we went out one of the days, and one of her friends came with us, and this was a male friend, and I guess I insulted him by asking a general question. The question was, I asked him and his friends, had a man ever tried to get at them? I guess they assumed that was me accusing them of being gay, but I'm bisexual, so I was just asking a general question so we could have conversation. Now, that must have upset her because the next day she let me know that I was not invited to go on the boat with her and her friend. But she invited the girl that I had been hanging out with the whole trip on the boat. Okay. Long story short, I was like, F it. I packed all my stuff, got a hotel, and I just flew home the next day because my flight was the next day. But needless to say, she unfollowed me off everything. And I told her to her face how I felt about her. So that's why I'm ready to make this video. But I will literally never girls trip again with a mean girl.
Baby, I'm traumatized. And people always say it go down in Miami. Y'all, I never believed it. I took a trip to Miami and baby, it went down. So I'm going to just give y'all a little story.
Okay, y'all, so I'm about to really tell y'all what really went down in Miami because the video y'all just seen was cap. So, when we landed in Miami, y'all, the girl kept asking me and begging me to take her pictures. Mind y'all, that's the birthday girl, right? In the airport. Mind you, I didn't mind taking her pictures, but at the time, I was trying to get the rental car. You got the man telling me that, oh, he was going to bring the rental car to the airport. Then he turned around and said, no, we got an Uber to him. I've been scammed on tour before when I went to Dallas, so I'm trying to make sure that we have a rental car. First of all, that was the first thing. So I finally take her pictures, and she said I did it with an attitude, which I did because she was nagging me about pictures, and you see me trying to figure out the rental car situation. So that was strike one, y'all. So, straight two, I'm going to fast forward into our trip. Our trip was going good or whatever. We picked up the girl, JoJo. Mind y'all, JoJo did not pay for anything, y'all. JoJo basically came on a free trip. She gave $100. The rental car in the Airbnb, all that came up to about $1,500. And she gave us and JoJo only paid $100 for everything. So, strike three was, y'all, it was her birthday, right? I understand that, like, okay, it's your birthday, got it. And she was like, let's go stop at the store and get Celsius. So I'm like, okay, cool, let's stop at the store and get Celsius. Mind y'all, I was like, I don't really drink energy drinks, so I'm like, just go ahead and go in the store, whatever. So she was like, you gonna have me go in the store on my birthday? I was like, yeah, you know what, for you, right, I'll go in the store. So y'all, I went in the store, right, and she came in right behind me. She grabbed 2 Celsius, I grabbed a Red Bull, because if I do drink energy drink, that's what I'm gonna drink. So I ranked up everything, and she had grabbed a bag of chips. I ranked up everything, and I paid for it. So I was kind of confused on why she said that. I looked at her to pay for my Celsius. Never looked at her to do that. Y'all, that was cap. So, and I might be posting receipts to everything, because one thing about me, I keep my receipts or whatever, y'all. So, strike 3 was, y'all, I was on the phone with my homegirl, right? And I was showing her my outfit. I'm on the phone with my homegirl, whatever, and she basically telling me, but when we hung up the phone, she basically said, I don't like that bitch, this and that. Me and my cousin fought her sister and her back in middle school, y'all. This is middle school beef. Like, bro, we're grown as fuck. We're 22, y'all, and she's talking about middle school beef. And I'm like, what? But mind y'all, when I had an incident or whatever, she was just on the phone conversating with her. So I'm kind of confused on where she brought this beef back up from or whatever. I really feel like she was trying to show out for her other friend that she invited on the trip, y'all. Y'all, that was just so strike 3. So now we're on strike 4. So the girl that she brought along on a trip that really didn't pay no money, y'all, right? So me and her got into it. This is basically our last night of the trip. This is basically our last night, right, in Miami. So first of all, the girl lost her ID. She was so drunk she lost her ID or whatever. Second, y'all, when we got to the next club or whatever, I told them, hey, I was like, y'all, I gotta pee real bad. And y'all contemplating if y'all want to pay $30 to get in a club in Miami. That's cheap. So I was like, I gotta really pee, y'all. So I went into the back. I went into the back of the building to go pee. When I came back, the birthday girl was by herself, y'all. So I'm like, where's your friend? She was like, oh, she wanted to go get food with the next bitches. Mind y'all, the whole night she kept walking off from us, and we stay together, we stick together. That's just how I roll. And she just kept walking off from us, y'all. So that was blowing me. So when she came back to the car, I was like, did you go get food? She was like, yeah. I said, how you gonna go get food with the next bitches we don't even know? Like, that's weird as fuck. Like, why didn't y'all? I was like, how you gonna go get food with the next bitch or whatever? And this bitch spazzed on me. She was like, who the fuck are you talking to? This and that and that. This and that and that. Yeah, I was like, just go get your food. I know your food ready at this point so we can go. I was like, I just picked being tired of something along the way. Because I'm the type of person, I eat fast food. I don't care at this point. It's 4 o'clock at night. I can get me something quick. So she go get her food. She come back out still hot, and she throws the food, right, y'all? And she's having a big tantrum like a kid, and she's instead of going off, popping in the mouth, and more. And mind y'all, I'm seeing police pulling like fuck. So I'm thinking these people are calling the police on us, right? So before she gets in the car, she kicks a date in the rental that's on my credit card, y'all. So that had pissed me off. So I'm like, just get in the car. Let me just pull off. We got weed in the car. We got marijuana in the car, y'all. We got liquor in the car. We lit, right? So when we get in the car, I put the top on. I put the top on the car or whatever, so nobody hears us arguing. So I don't pull off, y'all, and she's still popping it in the mouth. Like, she's saying what? She's instead of saying what she gonna do to me, she's basically saying that she gonna put her hands on me when we get back to the Airbnb. Mind y'all, this bitch is about 6'3", 250 pounds, bro. I looked dead at my homegirl because she's not saying anything. She's not checking her friend. And I said, and mind you, I did apologize to her about the whole situation. When she came back to the car, I apologized to her and said, you know what, I did come at you wrong. So I most definitely apologize for that. So I'm looking at my friend. I said, I just want to let you know I'm gonna slap this bitch when we get out the car. Mind you, that was just me talking shit. I was not gonna put my hands on a female, but at the end of the day, she's talking all this shit. I'm gonna react eventually. So this bitch said, oh, you're not gonna put your hands on me. You're not gonna put your hands on me. This and that and that and that. Y'all, why this bitch come to the front of the car and like she was about to grab the steering wheel? Like, what the fuck? Y'all, she like she was about to grab the steering wheel. Then this bitch said, I'm gonna kill us all, I'm gonna kill us all or whatever. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell is going on? So I'm trying to calm her down at this point so I can drive. I keep missing my exit and all. So by this time, my homegirl, she's not saying nothing to her. She's not checking her on nothing, y'all. So I'm pissed. So next thing you know, all I hear is, hello, I would like to do a police report. This man put his hands on me. He's holding me hostage and he won't let me out the car. Y'all, I called my mother immediately and I was like, Mom, I basically explained to her what was all going on. And I was like, Mom, I'm about to let her out the car if that's what she want or whatever. So I was like, how far y'all from the Airbnb? I told her we're like 7 minutes. So she was like, just get her to the Airbnb. I was like, no, I feel like that's a setup. I'll go to the Airbnb because she gave them the address to the Airbnb, y'all. So I was like, if I go to the Airbnb, like, I could be arrested. So, and I was like, the way my friend acting, it's giving she going on her side. My homegirl not checking the girl on her actions and telling her like she went too far. I was like, oh no, I'm packing all my stuff and I'm just leaving the Airbnb since we got to check out at 11 any damn way to go home. Yeah, so I sat in the car. I grabbed all my stuff and I sat in the car or whatever. And I told my homegirl to come downstairs. And me and her, we talked that little situation out. And I told her basically that we should take her friend to the airport as soon as we wake up. Because she had to be to the airport before us or whatever because she flew out from Atlanta. So she was like, we all agreed, even her mama and my mama, we all agreed that we should take her to the airport or whatever. So this girl switched the whole story after we checked out of the Airbnb, y'all. She was like, let's go smoke on the beach, this and that, because she thought everything was cool because in her video, she made another video where we would sleep in the bed together because I had went upstairs to change and I was tired, so I had laid down or whatever. I had laid down since we all calmed down. I had laid down next to JoJo, the girl basically that spazzed on me, and we all had fell asleep. But in my eye, we was still taking JoJo to the airport in the morning or whatever, y'all. So she just switched the plans, basically saying that we should just go to the beach, smoke, drink, and chill since me and her have to be there to the airport until 9 and JoJo really didn't have to be to the airport until 3. So I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I was like, I'm giving y'all 3 options. Either A, we can go, I say either A, I'll fall asleep in the car and y'all can go do that, and then when y'all done, we take JoJo to the airport, or B, y'all can grab y'all shit and I will go to the airport by myself or whatever. I was on the phone with my mom because we all was arguing on the strip, y'all. We was arguing on the strip. Like, that shit had pissed me off. So my mom was basically trying to explain to me it's too much animosity built up. Everybody should just go to the airport and just wait at the airport. I was like, Ty, we can drink at the airport. We can do everything at the airport. Like, we can literally sit down, eat, and all that, and take a nap at the airport until it's time for our flight. She didn't want to do that, y'all. So I didn't even get on the third option. Baby, I took all this shit out I took all that shit out the car and I put it on the strip and I closed the trunk and I fucking pulled off. All I heard was the supposed to be my fucking friend say, you're a pussy, you're weird. Why the fuck you why you being so weird? We do not have to be to the airport at this time. I checked out at that point. Babe, I went to the airport, I got me a flight, and I fucking left their ass, okay? And mind you, my homegirl, she drove with me to Charleston. Charleston is like a 3-hour drive. So she had to find her ride back too. Because at the end of the day, I had already checked out when JoJo called the police on me. But the mere fact that now I feel like this bitch playing with my livelihood, no. Y'all ghetto bitches ain't got nothing to lose. I have shit to lose. I work hard for what the fuck I want, unlike them ghetto bitches or whatever. So, yeah, this bitch, I kid you not, when I landed, this bitch texts me, hey, did you catch an earlier flight and am I still coming back with you? Like, be so fucking for real. You entitled bitch think you about to disrespect me, do all this, you think you about to come back with me? Bruh, figure your shit out. End of the day, I had already checked out when JoJo called the police on me. But the mere fact that now I feel like this bitch playing with my livelihood, no. Y'all ghetto bitches ain't got nothing to lose. I have shit to lose. I work hard for what the fuck I want, unlike them ghetto bitches or whatever. So, yeah, this bitch, I kid you not, when I landed, this bitch texts me, hey, did you catch an earlier flight and am I still coming back with you? Like, be so fucking for real. You entitled bitch think you about to disrespect me, do all this, you think you about to come back with me? Bruh.
Why I found out the guy I was dating had a whole other girlfriend, but I found out while we were in Miami on vacation together. Mind you, we were poolside when this happened. I'm gonna tell y'all the story while I did my makeup. So first off, we met on Instagram. The reason why I responded to his DM is because he posted food a lot, nice restaurants. That's my favorite thing to do, especially since I don't drink. So when it comes to dating, I want somebody who likes to go out to eat. But I should have known not to talk to him because he DM'd me and said, I'm making a reservation for Sunday, say it's Saturday. I didn't know my plans for the weekend. And sometimes when I don't have an answer, I just don't respond. Like, I didn't know what to say. So anyway, I responded on Monday and was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I was busy. I know that's probably wrong. But at the same time, I don't know you. You made a reservation and assumed I was free. So anyway, he was mad. I want to say he unfollowed me. And then he followed me back again and was like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't let pride stop me. And I was like, well, I was wrong, I should have responded, but I was really busy. So anyway, we started talking after that, which I should have paid attention to the red flags. So girl, after we got past him putting his pride aside, mind you, let me just add in, he is a Cancer. So yeah, that puts things into perspective. We planned our first date. We went the following week. It was cool. It was a nice restaurant. And then the following day, he wanted to see me again. We went to a nice restaurant in DC. After that, we spent a lot of time together. I would hang out at his house. I would even work from home at his house. He called me all the time, every day. Like, we had a great time. And we went out to eat almost every day. So, you know, I was loving that part. So at some point, he was like, oh, let's take a trip to Miami. And I'm like, okay, why not? So I told him we can go to Miami, but I would feel more comfortable if he met my family or met somebody in my family, because I felt like nobody knew him and I can't travel with you unless like somebody meets you. My family happened to be throwing me a brunch like within that week. And it was a brunch just to say like they were proud of me. So he was like, okay, I would be honored. Like, he was ready to come. But when he got there, he was a little quiet, not standoffish, but he just wasn't that talkative. Like, my mom had to like introduce herself to him first, which was a little off, but we were like, maybe he's shy. So another sign that I shouldn't have went on this trip was my uncle called me after brunch and said, don't go to Miami. I don't like this man's vibe. Like, you shouldn't go. Me being me, I was like, I'm going anyway. So anyway, we get to Miami, we check in, we're having a good time. I picked the hotel. It was a really nice hotel in South Beach. We go down to the pool and I start working on my homework because I'm a grad student. And mind you, this is data structures and algorithms homework. So it was really hard and I was just trying to get it submitted by midnight. So he goes upstairs claiming he has a job interview or whatever. He got to take a phone call. So anyway, when he comes back down, he's like, I'm just trying to warn you. It's this crazy girl I used to talk to. Like, she won't leave me alone and she's about to DM you. So I'm like, okay, bet. Like, so me being me, I open a DM, obviously. And the girl says, do you know so-and-so? Like, she sent me the at name. And she said, I've been dating him for like a year. And I felt like y'all two were in Miami together. But he told me he wasn't with you. He's on a work trip. So I believed her right away. I'm a girl's girl. She could have been lying, but something told me she wasn't lying. And also, I actually thought it was going to be a different girl that was going to DM me, but it ended up being her. So I'm sure like other girls was involved. But basically, I was like, yeah, we're together. But I wasn't too nice at first because I didn't know if she was going to come at me a certain way. But she ended up being really nice, telling me that they had been dating for a while. She was definitely taking him serious. I told her he's lying, like, we're in Miami together. This is not a work trip. She told me that he told her that I wanted to join him on the work trip. And I said, girl, absolutely not. Like, no. So anyway, he comes back. He's mad. He told me I'm starting drama and I'm toxic because I responded to the girl. The girl's lying. Like, he just was doing too much. So he comes back downstairs, obviously after talking to the other girl on the phone. And he asked me, like, am I gonna have an attitude? Are we gonna enjoy the trip? He don't got time for attitudes. So me thinking on my feet, I'm like, you know what? Let me play along with this man because he's not about to kick me out the hotel. I got homework to do. I don't got time to be stressed. I'm not running through the airport crying. Like, not that I wanted to cry, but I just know myself, like, when I'm stressed, no. So anyway, I told him it's not a big deal, like, because he kept telling me they were, like, breaking up. So I really shouldn't be mad. So I acted like I wasn't mad. Mind you, I'm DMing the girl because she's asking questions and she was really sweet. So I'm telling her everything she wants to know. Because to me, it's like not a big deal. If she wants to know information, I'm going to tell her. So he starts yelling at me and he's like, I'm messy. Stop talking to her. And so I told her, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know on Monday because I don't feel safe and I'm uncomfortable. And I told her that because she stopped telling him that I'm responding. And she said, yeah. So anyway, I enjoyed the trip. I was filming content, eating food. He even did a girlfriend proposal, wrote it on a plate. I said yes because what was I supposed to say? I guess I should have said no, but whatever. When I got back, I started talking to the girl again. She wanted like picture evidence, all this stuff. So I sent it to her. And then me and her like went our separate ways. And then I sent him a very professional text message. I said, so I thought about it and we won't be moving forward. So he called me like 3 times. I didn't answer. And then that's when he tried to cuss me out. He said, word for word, F-U-B. Oh God, we had a ball. When I tell y'all, I was cracking up. Like, me and my friends was cracking up. Like, sir. Anyway, we never talked again. He did try to reach out and pull some fake crazy like, oh, I'm pulling up on you. And I said, no, I'm blocking you. And I blocked him and he never pulled up. But yeah, that was...
I see why people fall out when they go to Miami. So about 3 years ago, I caught myself going on a last minute girls trip to Miami with like 4 other girls. So we already took a road trip down there. Keep in mind, y'all, like we drove my cars. So we stopping, getting gas and all of this. And I'm stopping. I noticed the first 2 stops, I'm the only person getting out the car to put some money in his goddamn tank. Bitch, that was the first red flag. So when it was time to go to the 3rd stop, I'm like, are y'all putting any money in? And then keep in mind, I'm the only person freaking driving, y'all. So on top of me driving from Atlanta to Miami, which is a 9-hour road trip, I'm stopping, I'm putting gas in here, and y'all are looking crazy when it's time to stop to put gas in my car. So yeah, I turned around, I asked them, I'm like, are y'all putting gas in here? Now one of the girls did help me out. She only put 10 in my tank. And I'm just like... But I really wanted to go have a good time, so I didn't get to cuss nobody out just yet. So we finally make it to Miami, y'all. It's beautiful in the yams, okay? And we check inside our hotel, and I had to put down the deposit. When it was time to put down the deposit, everybody around here looking like this. Crickets. So I put down the deposit. We go in the room, and we get ready. So we end up going to the beach, y'all. It was a little vibe or whatever at first. And we end up walking down the strip, and we had seen, I forgot what kind of food it is. I think they served like seafood and different things like that. And they were all like, oh yes, let's go. So we end up walking in the seafood restaurant. So they had like hookah, drinks, all of that, right? So we had ordered a hookah. We had a pineapple drink and a bowl, y'all. It was so damn good. And we just turned up having a good time ordering food and vibing. So we sitting up here thinking about what's the move, what we're going to do that night and tomorrow. So we had made plans for the next day to go on jet skis. And I'm suggesting it. Everybody's like, yeah, that's a good idea. I definitely think we should do that. What time y'all want to do it? So I'm thinking we about to have a good ass time. So after we get done eating, the bill ends up coming, and the bill comes up to like $350. So that's when shit got crazy. So one of the girls was like, oh, hell no, I only got $20. What you mean you only got Bitch, why would you take your ass to Miami with $20? Let's be so for real. So the other girl is looking at her, and she was like, yeah, girl, I'm not gonna lie. My boss didn't even pay me yet. Like, I don't know what he got going on. I'm looking like, oh, hell no. So it was excuse after excuse after excuse as to why they ain't had the money to pay for the damn bill. So one of the girls end up getting up, and she's like, let's just get the fuck up out of here. And she gets up and she leaves. The other ones leave behind her. And I'm looking around like, oh my God, we about to dine and dash in this bitch. I never did nothing like that, y'all. But I got up because I'm not finna be stuck paying the bill. So after that, we head back to the hotel. And that's when I decide to get a whole different room and leave their ass, because y'all got me fucked up. I did everything else by myself on that trip, and I don't even know what the hell they did, because why would y'all even come down here with no money? I'm not finna be stuck with y'all doing shit, paying for shit. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. So be mindful who y'all going to trip with, because they definitely got my ass. And
it's Miami season, and I'm gonna give y'all a story time on my Miami trip horror story with the girls. My Miami girls trip, because y'all know as soon as bitches go on a motherfucking Miami girls trip, hoes start acting up. For my 22nd birthday, I said I'm going to Miami. Like a week before I had planned to go on the Miami trip, the friend that I let live with me, one of the friends I let live with me, I'm gonna book my ticket, you book yours, we'll go on the trip. So we booked the tickets. She booked her ticket. I was already under the impression that I was going to be paying for everything, because that bitch had no motherfucking job. I already knew I was going to pay for everything, so I purchased 3 hotel rooms. I'm like, I'm doing it big, ho. It's 22, ho. I'm doing it big, bitch. I know y'all hate when I mess with my hair when I'm doing this. Call the police, ho. I'm never going to stop. We end up getting on the plane, going to Miami. First day in Miami. Okay, we check into this hotel the whole worst hotel I've ever fucking been in. It looked nothing like the pictures. When we first got there, this is important, we met some man that was walking, because all the hotels were on the strip on South Beach. So we met some man that was walking, and he was flirting with her, and he was like, oh, can I just leave my bag, his book bag in your hotel room? Either you're fucking homeless, or you done came to Miami and didn't have enough money to get no hotel rooms, and you thought you was gonna, I don't do no motherfucking homosexuals. Like, she gonna ask me, can he put his hotel, bitch, when you pay for a room, ho, he can put his bag down, bitch. Even then, ho, we don't. After you checked out of our first hotel, we went to check into our second hotel, but it was a long time because they don't check in till 4 or whatever. So we end up dropping our bags off, waiting for them to check us in, and we end up leaving to go do some excursions. Okay, so this girl who does not smoke weed looks at me and she goes, we should go to the smoke shop and get some edibles. You don't smoke weed, babe. She wanted to get some like Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, Delta 23. So we went to the smoke shop and I got a chocolate bar and a pen, a Delta 8, Delta 10 pen, whatever. She splits it in half and she's like, I'm gonna just take a whole half. You take a whole half. Mind you, this girl doesn't smoke. I don't smoke now, but back then I smoked. So I'm like, fuck it, we ball. So we split it in half. She takes half, I take half, and then I'm hitting the pen. She doesn't hit the pen. I'm hitting the weed pen too. We go to a restaurant. I get this big ass $30 margarita. I drink the whole thing. We on the beach. I'm cross-faded because I'm high off the Delta 10 because I done took an edible. I'm hitting the pen and I'm drunk, so I'm cross-faded. After midway through the meal, she starts saying, oh, I don't feel good. She done got too high off of the Delta. All right. And I'm like, whatever you feel, you can't feel what I feel because I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? She's not even drinking. So I'm going to order us a hotel, Uber back to our hotel, even though it's not ready yet. We'll just sit in the lobby and wait. I order us an Uber. And if you're in Miami, the Ubers don't come to where you're at. You have to meet them at a like stop sign at a crossroads. So the Uber's getting ready to come. And she's like, I don't think I can walk. I don't think I can make it there. What do you want me to do, bitch? Strap you on my back, ho? Like, do I look like a motherfucking giraffe? I'm type of bitch, if I hate to play mommy, especially if we're on a trip and it's a special occasion for me. So I said, you need to tighten up. I'm getting pissed off. I'm getting angry, okay? You come on this trip, you want it to be grown. It was your idea to go get the edibles, so you need to get yourself together. So the Uber comes and I'm like, get up, we got to start walking. And she's like, can you hold my hand? I said, get your ass up. You're going to have to work through it, mommy. I never told you to do this. You're going to have to work through it. I'm cross-faded, bitch. I need to hold my own hand so I don't wander off. Oh, I'm already crawling. I can't take care of you. We start to walk in. On the way to the Uber, we run into that guy. We're literally right here, y'all. We're right here. We're 3, 4, 5 steps away from the Uber. We run into this guy. He starts talking to her. She's trailing behind me, and all I hear is bleh. She throws up on the strip in front of everybody, the tourists, the Miamians on the strip. They're all looking at us. They're laughing. I'm like, I knew I shouldn't have brought this bitch on a motherfucking trip. Now we're embarrassed. So I'm getting the Uber. I'm not helping her. I don't care. Call me what you want. I said, you need to figure it out. Let's get in the Uber. If the Uber leave you, then you have to order you another one, babe. So I get in the Uber, and the homeless bum, he goes over and helps her into the Uber. So we get to the hotel, and we have to wait for our rooms to be ready. And as we're sitting there, she looks over. She's like, you need to call 911, call an ambulance. I need to go to the hospital. Bitch, I'm not taking you to the hospital for Delta 8. I don't care if you had 3 THC, edibles. You don't need nothing but some water and some rest, ho. I say, if you want to call the emergency room, you call the emergency room for yourself, baby. I'm not taking you to the hospital. I think she was on some shit like she's the kind of girl, she's a compulsive liar, and also she loves attention. So I think she wanted to have like an incident in Miami, go to the hospital so that she could get the attention that she wanted from her parents and her friends and everybody. That's what she wanted. You're not going to ruin my trip. You're not going to ruin my trip. You planned this. You planned this. You planned this. I see. It's a whole backstory to why I think she planned this. But you're just high. We go upstairs, we check into the room. Mind you, the room that I pay for, this girl who just threw up gets into the bed completely in her clothes, doesn't wash her teeth, take a shower, take her clothes off, nothing, gets under the pillows. I said, oh, that bed is yours, okay? It was a one bedder, okay? 1 king bed. I slept on the sofa in a hotel room that I paid $1,200, $1,400 for one night because I said, I'm not motherfucking getting in there. That whole ew. In the morning, we wake up. She still ain't take no shower. We getting ready to go to the next hotel that I booked for the remainder of the 2 days. So I think we stayed there for 4 days. So we get up, we go out to eat, we go to this restaurant called Bacon Bitch, was amazing. She did not take a shower before that, so she's already pissing me off, but I'm trying to have a good time. So we do that, and then we go check into our other hotel. Everything's good. We go sightseeing, going to look at things. We go to the beach. While we're walking on the beach, it's nighttime, we run into these two guys, okay? They're a little bit older than us, and then one of them is a lot a bit older than us. He was taking pictures on the strip. He stopped to talk to her. She thought he was cute, I guess, and then while he's talking to her, he starts to focus on me. And she starts to get irritated that he switched up and didn't want her and wanted me, because she's that kind of girl. So we're talking, we're chatting it up, and his older friend is with us. His friend was like, had to have been like 40. And he invited us to go get some dinner. And so we left and went to dinner, and we're sitting there. He paid for the dinner. During the dinner, she was being very rude to his friend, saying, oh, you're old. I bet you got this, you got that, trying to embarrass him. I could tell the friend was getting a little irritated. And then I started getting irritated, because it's like, we are in Miami alone. Like, there is no fucking reason why you should be doing that when we're alone with two guys and we're not even by our hotel right now. Like, you're going to get us. So they invite us back to their hotel room. So they pay for our dinners, and then we get into a Uber. They pay for us an Uber, and we go outside of the beach area, right outside of it. Like, it's still in Miami, but it's not close to the beach, to their hotel room. This is when shit starts getting.
Okay, let me tell y'all how me and my friends went on a girls trip to Miami, and we used the number for the Airbnb and got put out the Airbnb in the middle of our trip. Okay, so this happened in August 2021, so not too much. We had already booked the flights. We had everything. We had spending money. We had rentals. We had everything already paid and planned for. But the last thing was, where were we going to stay? We didn't know if we wanted to stay in a hotel or an Airbnb, because it was only 3 of us. But we kind of wanted our own room, so we like, let's get an Airbnb. So our trip was from the 4th until the 7th. So we ended up finding an Airbnb, but it was like $800, and that's not a lot. We had the money, but we just wanted half off. Like, if you black, you love a deal, you love a sale, we don't want to pay for nothing. So we decided to take the cheap way out and pay half of the $800 to somebody, and he paid it with a number. Now, it immediately went through, because we made sure the Airbnb, like, it lets you automatically book where they don't have to do no extra checking and verification. The Airbnb didn't have, like, we didn't have to actually physically meet with the host. Like, it was just a PIN number on the door. Like, it was, you know, the little keypads that be on the door. You just got to type the numbers in. Yeah, so he just sent us the code to the door. Like, when y'all get there, put this code in, it's going to work. So, okay, cool. We arrived to Miami. Everything is fine. The Airbnb is nice. We in there. Now, fast forward to August 5th. Or maybe it was August 6th. I want to say August 6th, because I think we extended our stay another day until the 8th. So, yeah, the 6th. We are outside, y'all, partying. We at a club, like, imagine we in Miami. So, every time we just walking on the strip, people inviting us out, inviting us places. We looking up stuff to do. So, we out. Like, we're literally out in the club on the 6th. Now, I'm one of them weird people. I don't know. I be in the club checking my email and stuff. I don't know why, but I be doing that. Now, the Airbnb was booked under my account, so I got all the notifications and emails for what went on with the Airbnb. So we in the club, and I'm checking my email. I see an email from our host or from Airbnb saying that your payment has been declined or reversed, something along those lines. Now, mind you, we drunk. So I'm reading it, and I'm like kind of understanding, but really not understanding. So I show the girls. I'm like, y'all, look, they talking about our payment had failed on the Airbnb. So now we reading this email, trying to figure out what's going on. We talking to the guy. He's saying, like, not the host. We talking to the guy who booked our Airbnb. We telling him, like, it bounced back. We have to leave the Airbnb and stuff like that. And he like, okay, cool, let me know. Like, I'm going to book y'all somewhere else for free or whatever. Or I'm going to accommodate y'all because y'all have the money back or whatever. So, cool. That wasn't the problem. The problem was we were still staying in that Airbnb. Our stuff was in that Airbnb. Like, while we were outside at the club and I got that message, we were out and our stuff was still in that Airbnb. So we trying to like hurry up and rush and leave the club. Now we in a panic trying to leave the club because we trying to get to our stuff. We trying to make sure like the host didn't come. He didn't take our stuff. He didn't lock us out. We trying to make sure the pin on the key fob still work. Like, we just drunk, don't know what's going on in the city that we don't live in. So we get back to the Airbnb and everything is still there. The code still work, but we not staying here tonight because, mind you, we're scheduled to leave tomorrow in the morning. But we so paranoid. We don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know if the man gonna come, the police gonna come, or anything. So we just rushed and packed our stuff and sat there and figured out what we were about to do. Now, imagine we had money out there. So we like, let's just get a hotel. Like, that was what we were going to do in the first place anyways, just get a room. So let's just get a room. So we end up getting a hotel room, splitting the cost 3 ways or whatever. And yeah, we end up extending our trip. But we'll never use another number to book an Airbnb or anything. Baby, that shit was scary. We was panicking so bad. We was hurrying up, packing our shit. Like, we got to get up out these people's house before the police or somebody come get us. Because
so I don't think I've ever told this story on TikTok, but ever since this scenario happened, I have never looked at Miami the same. So a couple years ago, one of my homegirls invited me out. She got invited to come to Mr. Jones by a promoter. Y'all know how that goes. To be honest, I typically don't party in them type of places anyway, but I wanted to spend some time with my homegirl. It was supposed to be a celebrity there. It was just supposed to be a really lit night. So I get dressed, beat my face. One thing about me, when I step outside, I'm gonna put it on and look good every single time. And it's the reason why I'm saying that. Y'all will see that as the story progresses. So she pulls up, we ride down to South Beach, and we pull up at the venue. When we pull up at the venue, it's already some girls outside that's waiting, so we just kind of join them. Now, me being from the South, I automatically kind of do a scope, and I'm just extremely cautious of the people that's around me. So I noticed very quickly that me and her are the only 2 black girls in attendance. But I've been to quite a few predominantly white schools throughout my life, so I don't feel any type of way. I just take note of it. She introduces me to one of the promoters, and I'm just sitting there kikiing with everybody. We end up talking about my accent because that's always something that comes up being in Miami, and I sound like this. As we're standing outside, chopping it up with the promoters, I noticed that more and more girls are starting to pull up. Now there's some Spanish girls in the mix, but still it's mostly white women. While I'm chopping it up with the promoters, I noticed that a black man comes outside and a lot of the women seem to know who he is, and they just start gravitating to him, talking to him, flocking on him. But because I didn't know who this man was, I respectfully kept my distance because, I don't know you. But I also kind of peeped that he looked in my direction as if he was a little offended that I didn't, kind of have the same energy as the other girls. Now, around this time, the promoter pulled my homegirl to the side and said he needed to talk to her. And I'm kind of confused because I don't understand why he had to pull her to the side. But I quickly found out. They go all far enough where I can't really hear what's being said, but I can tell by the body language, whatever it is, my homegirl was not fucking with it. But me being the person that I am, I try to mind my business and I keep chopping it up with the other promoters and some of the other girls there. Suddenly, my homegirl pulls up and she's like, "Come on, girl, we need to go to the car." Me trying not to be rude, I tell them, "Hey, y'all, I'm gonna walk with her to the car and, I'll see y'all when we get back." But I can tell that my homegirl is pissed. I didn't know what was said or what was going on, but I knew that she was upset because she was walking to the car fast as fuck. So we had parked around the corner from the venue. So as soon as we turned to the corner, she looks at me and I started to see tears welling up in her eyes. She looks at me and she tells me, "Listen, the promoter wanted me to lie to you, but you my girl, so I have to tell you the truth. They don't want to let you in the club because of your weight." When I tell y'all, I felt like the wind had been knocked out of my chest because I had never been told anything like that before. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I worked in nightlife, so I know that there's a lot of pressure to meet a certain aesthetic, but I didn't know that places were literally denying girls entry based off of how they looked. I've heard of things such as being charged extra at the door or not being able to be let in for free, things like that. But to completely be denied entry, I was so shocked. I knew that my friend was really excited to come out. So I tell her, I won't feel any type of way if you decide to still go in without me. But she a real ass bitch. So of course she's like, absolutely the fuck not. We stand there, we cry a little bit, and then we end up going to a different spot. But I tell this story because this was something that really, really took a big hit on my self-esteem. And now, almost 2 whole years later, I'm just getting the confidence back that I used to have in myself. Now, the reason I'm telling this story at all is because I got invited to come out tonight to Vendom, which is another club in the South Beach area. And if I'm being honest, I'm a little bit nervous that I'm going to experience the same thing. In that time frame, I've done a little bit of body recomp, but I just feel like I shouldn't have to worry about what size I am in order to have a good night with my friends. So I just wanted to share this story because if I decide to go live tonight, you guys will see it's because South Beach is being discriminatory. So let's see how this goes. I'm originally from North Carolina, so I don't think this type of thing is happening up there. But if you guys have ever experienced something like this, let me know, because this is not right and it's not something that we should keep sweeping.
So, a travel story about how I did a girls group trip to Miami years ago, and this girl decided to give blood at the blood bank because she did not have enough money for food or anything. So I had already been to Miami before I was even 21 with my cousins, and we had a great time. But I learned Miami culture, which is, you know, you got to look a certain way to get into these clubs, you know, etc. So maybe like 2 years later, me and my friends decide that we want to go to Miami. And so it's me and my friends and friends of friends, but I'm also aware of everyone. I know of everyone there. Not super close, but know of everyone. So I am prepping everyone, telling them, listen, we got to be on point. You know, your skirt got to be tight. Your dress got to be tight, pretty much. You got to be dressed a certain way so we can get into these clubs. So one of the girls in particular, I knew of her and she was cool. Like, we used to work together, but we were not friends. So she got invited. She was a little bit older than us. And I remember her vividly saying to me, like, Sarah, I don't need you to tell me how to dress. I know what I'm doing. So I was like, okay, cool. So with that being said, we get down there. She misses her flight first, so she has to come a day later. She then proceeds to tell us that she is shipping her luggage instead of doing, paying for luggage on the flight. So that was a thing. And we realized as we get there, also Miami is expensive. And I think I might have told them that. But anyway, she wind up coming a day later, and she is, as we're eating, I think she might have got one meal, but I can tell, we can typically tell when somebody is penny pinching, I like to say. And it's funny because when I was down there, my family had sent me extra money or whatever, so I had extra money, and she pretty much asked, we was talking about doing a boat, like a yacht excursion thing. And so that was probably, at that time, it was probably like $150 or something like that. And so she wanted to borrow money, but because she got smart with me and was like, I know what I'm doing, I was like, no, sorry, I don't have the money. I had money to give, but I wasn't giving her money. So she didn't go on a boat. She didn't go on our yacht thing. So we get back and we're looking for her because she has the key to the Airbnb. And so she's like, oh, I'm on my way back. And we're like, where'd you go? She said she went to go give blood to the blood bank so that she could, for $25 or $50, I don't remember. But I was like, what? I was such in shock.